Hey everybody, it's Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report. I want to talk a little bit about asset forfeiture because it's something that would hope would go away under Trump, but it's something that he's expanding. It's something that Jeff Sessions is all behind, and the Supreme Court, and a lot of other things. We'll cover that in a second, though. And so, if you don't know what it is, civil forfeiture laws basically is a serious assault on our private property rights. Under civil forfeiture, police, prosecutors can come to your car, they can take your property, they can sell it and use it to fund their agency, policing for profit. And we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but under asset forfeiture, it's not that way. Even though 80% of the asset forfeitures are not arrested or charged or criminally convicted, that money is taken, and it's so costly to try to get it back, sometimes more than what was taken, and they put you through the ringer on anyone that even tries to get it back. It is a hellish nightmare from what I've heard. And this is all because of the greedy government. They come in, they want to steal our money, steal innocent money, and give it to the corrupt courts out there. The legislative sanctioned scheme of civil asset forfeiture is a farce. And the American police state continues to get rich by stealing this, and the local police departments love it because if they take $100,000, they get 80% of that, $80,000 that they can pocket towards their revenue. And they use a broad array of techniques out there. You know, they have all kinds of tools to get out there and identify and target individuals in these traffic stops. And generally, it's in traffic stops. But they can do it in an airport. They can do it in private property. They can do it wherever they want. They can see your cash and say, oh, the dog smells cocaine on it. If you check, almost every single dollar out there probably has some sense of drug on there who've gone through drug hands. But because a dog sniffed it, or there's some concern, or I'll give you an example in a second of a person driving down a known trafficking highway with cash. They'll take that money and you are out of luck. And they've empowered these courts. The courts have empowered them. The legislators have empowered them, meaning the police, to go out there and seize this property, jewels, cars, homes, cash, anything they suspect is connected to a criminal activity. All they got to do is suspect. There's no due process. You no longer have to be guilty to be stripped of your properties, your rights, your liberties. And we've given the government this all in the name of safety. We want to be saved. A lot of it came from the drug war. And I was reading this one article and they used some instance. They used Lisa Leonard, $201,000. She was going to buy her son a house. She was bringing the money. She was using a known drug trafficking highway. And guess what? The money was taken. And the Supreme Court upheld it over a technicality. $50,000 from Amani Bursby. She was going to buy a restaurant. They said, hey, look, we're taking this money, and threatened her with CPS. It goes on and on. There's countless. If you look up asset forfeiture, you'll see countless cases of money being taken from individuals. And again, the statistics say about 80% of those are convicted. It's big business. One of the numbers I saw is nationwide that law enforcement raked in about $3 billion doing this. Asset forfeiture scams. And they're so profitable that governments keep doing it and they keep expanding their reach. Working with the DEA, the TSA, any departments out there, they want to seize your cash. And like I said, they'll use any tools, scanners, spies, surveillance, stingray, whatever they can do to penetrate and get that cash from you. And a lot of people are saying the philosophy now is they don't want to catch the criminals. They want to get the cash, the hard cash out there. Think about it. They got some other examples of like the airlines. They got this Christelle Tillerson. She's waiting aboard a flight to Detroit, from Detroit to Chicago. DEA agents stole $25,000 cash from her suitcase, money she planned to buy a truck. She was never arrested. She was never charged. How can a government know that somebody's carrying $25,000 in their suitcase? How are they targeting these individuals? Are they going through her travel records? Are they profiling? Are they relying on some type of network out there of informants at the ticket counters, to friends, whoever, to let them know? And there's a pattern here, you know. The government claims it needs more powers. They need more weapons. They need more technology to fight crime and terrorism, to keep us all safe. The power that they use to spy on Americans. We've heard that with Vault 7. We heard it with Project Dragnet. They want to be able to go in and strip search you, check your luggage, and do whatever they want. And you can't say anything about it. They've been given enough powers and weapons to transform the police state into many tyrants out there. They're unleashed on unsuspecting citizenry who don't realize that they don't realize that they got $5,000 in their suitcase. There's a possibility it could be taken from them. And good luck getting it back. Like I said, 80% of these asset forfeiture cases result in no charges. Challenges that they'll go to court, they'll try to challenge it. It'll cost more than it is to get it back, so they are essentially out that money. And again, it's big profit. Under the federal equitable sharing program, states, the police department, if Venice police do this, they get 80% of the money. In Michigan, I think it's like 100% of the forfeited money. But we're now consumed. We're consumed by a government that is squeezing every last penny out of the population. And they're not concerned about our essential freedoms out there. From when you're getting arrested to asset forfeiture. The idea, the concept of due process is gone. You know, you could just look at this one case. I kept getting this detective writing me saying, get rid of this, you put it up. I put up a story because they said this guy committed a crime, blah, blah, blah. It was one of the press releases. Put it out word for word. Here's the press release. Ends up the guy was cleared. He did nothing wrong. So now, and then the police are freaking out trying to get me to take it down, which I did. I don't care. But the fact is this poor guy is now ruined out there. Where's the due process? Why is it that police feel it's necessary? And I'm guilty as any other news agency because I put it out there. But why do they feel like they can arrest someone, put their mugshot out there, kill their credibility, kill their standing in the neighborhood, and they may be inside? I got another guy that I used to do radio with. Sheriffs raided his house, took all of his equipment because one crazy nut job accused him of something. Ends up he was wrong. Ends up the guy wasn't guilty. Ends up he didn't do crap. He's still fighting to get his stuff back. He spent thousands of dollars to fight it. He's fighting now to try to get his name removed from newspaper articles. The police state. And like I said, Trump is behind this. Jeff Sessions is behind it. He loves that asset forfeiture. The Supreme Court's lock and step with the police state. The police unions want it. They want that gravy train. They don't want it going away. But we need to change this. We need legislation to change it, which states like Florida. Florida's big on pushing, getting some pushback on it. Saying, hey, this is unconstitutional, which it is. But us as the citizens, we need to change. We need to stop acting like the victims out here. We need to start acting like citizens with rights. And until that happens, we'll continue to trample on them. If the government can arbitrarily freeze, seize, lay claim to any of our property, our land, our money, our jewelry, under this government asset forfeiture scheme, then we truly have no rights, do we? We truly don't. What say you? This has been Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report.